Good morning. My name is Mickey Peters. Welcome back to the Upside of Authentic Leadership. It's been a while since I've made a new video, and I was reflecting this morning on the reality that this is the 1 year anniversary of me being a Vistage Chair. It was March of last year where I signed on to build a group and be a Vistage Chair. So I was thinking about what are the top 3 things that I've learned and how have I changed since becoming Vistage Chair, of course, change for the better. So made a list and I wanted to share those here with you this morning, as they've really been an important part of growing my group, as well running my group, and also just being a better person and a better Vistage Chair. So the first thing was being a better listener. Our very first speaker in our very first meeting was Boaz Rauschwerger, and Boaz taught us the art of waiting or pausing 1 second after a person finishes speaking before responding. And before, I usually found myself chomping at the bit to have my response ready. And as soon as I even thought for a millisecond that they were finished speaking, I was going to jump in there with my story or my reaction or my response or my opinion, whatever it may be. And that, to be honest, never served me well. And so this ability to pause, take a breath, and then respond has really helped tremendously in me being able to not listen better, but also give the person the impression that I'm actually listening, not just waiting to respond. And so that's really, really been powerful as I've implemented that over the last 6, 7 months or so. The other thing I learned from my fellow chair here in Houston, Ken Proctor, was learning how to listen and be curious, ask good questions. So when I'm listening, instead of, as I said before, listening to have a response ready, listening to think about what's a good question I can ask. Maybe go a little deeper in what they're sharing. That also helps the other person feel like I'm really listening to them and I want to learn more about what they're telling me. And just helps me when I'm listening to be in a different posture, a different mindset. And then if I'm really paying attention and present for them, I can ask a question that may be a hard question for them to consider, something they need to think about, and then we really can go deep. And that's really powerful, and had some really, really great conversations with that technique, listening to be curious. So that's something that's helped me in my practice, my chair practice, but also just in my life in general, being a better dad, being a better husband. The second thing that I've learned is about learning from my mistakes. In the past, I would tend to get defensive. If I thought I made a mistake, I'd want to feel insecure, so I try to cover it up or minimize it or blame somebody else, blame the circumstances. Would never even get around to asking the question, what's my part? And so the first thing for me to even have a chance of doing that is the self-care, waking up, the exercise, my meditation, prayer, connecting with other folks, other friends, my network. And that's really helped me to set myself up for success, to be able to ask that question, what's my part in this? With the mindset of, wow, how can I do better next time? How can I adjust based on the mistake that I made to show up better the next opportunity I have? So self-care is super important, because if I'm obviously hungry, angry, lonely, tired, etc., then I'm really at a disadvantage in terms of being even in a mental place where I can do that, or a physical place. The second thing is, in that regard, is talking to others about it. And so I'm able to much more today than before, pick up the phone, make a phone call to another chair, another person, share my experience, get their input, get their feedback. Many times they've made the same or similar mistakes, so I don't feel so lonely and isolated in that. I feel a little me too, a little companionship, camaraderie. So it helps me to keep it in perspective. I'm not alone in that, and helps me again to make progress and show up better in my next opportunity to do that differently. And then the last thing, my third, is just the importance of perseverance, of hanging in there, keep on keeping on. Many times this journey can be lonely, and you get a lot of rejection when you're reaching out to candidates. And so learning how to continue to show up. And again, the self-care is important, and reaching out to others is also critical in that regard. And so I don't give up. I continue to persevere in the journey, and I'm really glad I have. I'm glad that I reached this 1 year anniversary, and I look forward to being a Vistage Chair for many years to come. And so, yeah, I wanted to share those reflections on my 1 year anniversary. Hope you're having a good day. Look forward to talking soon.